Hi there guys, my name is Ryan. I wanted to give my analysis of HLX and its charting pattern. I've recently been researching and learning and writing down about Elliott wave theory and Fib time zones and Fibonacci levels and whatnot, and I wanted to make my first video and explore what I believe is a pattern going on in HLX stock. I've already done an analysis over here, and I wanted to walk through on a new chart how I came to that level. I've got some notes over here about where I'm going to be buying in. I just wanted to show the ending chart that I came up with. I guess as a brief overview, if you haven't, learned about Fibonacci levels or Elliott wave theory, I'm not going to be going over that in this video. I just wanted to start off a new series talking about my predictions of charts that I believe are going to run up. So to start off, we have, here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, and then we have a B, C, D, E pattern, and you can see here that it broke out, and now it's in this channel range here. And what I believe is that this is the 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we have yet to make a new 5, and that's why I believe that 5 is going to be a big run. If you see here, this run up to 5 was its longest period, and I think that these charts tend to follow a similar patterns. Learn that in fractals. So I think that this 5 leg is going to be a large leg. We can also see here that this 2 wave is shorter than this 4 wave. We see this over here where this 2 wave right now is currently shorter than this 4 wave. That gives me more evidence to support that this 5 leg is going to be a lot higher. Also, we've got a pretty strong downtrend that's occurred right here, and I think that we found our bottom, and we're going to be breaking out here pretty soon. We've got a curved bottom going on here. This is a pattern that takes several months to complete, and I think that we're finally going to see some very bullish activity from HLX. So let's begin some charting. So, one of the things that I like to do first is draw some lines. So we can see that this is, major trend line, and we can see that it's in this sort of channel here right now. So what I want to be focusing on right now is this. I then want to start drawing. So this is our first leg in the Elliott wave, our second, fourth, and our fifth. So that's our first leg, and then we have the corrective phase, which is this whole thing. I want to draw this out as well. Our A, our B, and then our C. The A and the C should close at relatively the same price, and we see that our C here is about 659, and this is about 612. So I guess, this might be a pennant shape forming. I think on my other chart I had a B, C, D, E laid out, but I've been trying to keep it simple and just do an ABC correction phase on my charts. But what I think this is a pennant breakout here, or otherwise known as, a diamond, a triangle. And we can see that it closed above the top of this triangle here, which is a very, bullish sign, typically. And finally, we want to get to this point where we see our 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if this 4 continues to drop and close below this 2, I won't be taking a position on this trade because it will invalidate the Elliott wave theory. But right now, I'm thinking that this 5 is going to have another nice long run up like it did over here again. So this is my basic theory as of right now. So for confirmation, I like to draw some fib lines. So it's also important to try to use previous patterns to identify future patterns. So I like to draw these fib lines here and get an idea of future price movements. What this will allow us to do is identify some key support points for when we do this exact same fib line over here on our new breakout. So right off the bat, I can see that some of these lines are very close together. I would identify this as a major point. It crosses through here, crosses through its support, breaks it, crosses support again, breaks it, crosses support again, and it breaks it for a third time before it initiates its new move. I also see that this level is an important level because these two Fibonacci lines are so close together. What's another key level here in this chart? There, that looks like another key level. So what I want to do now is delete these, and I'm left with these nice support zones. We then, to predict on our theory, we then do a new Fibonacci support and resistance line, and we look for confluence here. We can see that this is an important point because it touches our previous levels, and it's also in between two of these, this 76.8 and 61.8 fib levels. So I'm going to mark this as an important point, which is basically our current price, which is why I'm doing this, is because I have this prediction that this is going to break out pretty soon. And then I'm going to go up here, and this looks like an important line because it comes across this and this. So if it breaks over this line, we have strong evidence that it's going to continue upwards. So then an interesting thing we can do is use our fib-based extension. So now to use this fib-based extension, we want to look for a time zone where it, when it completed a wave and started another, to help us predict our future price zones. So bring this all the way up here, and we drag it to our next low, which was right here. Now these are support zones for future price movement. So where we're at right now in this price of about 877, actually it's 8.82 right here, we can see that it has the potential to find a lot of support here at this 8.45 zone. Because our trend-based fib says that this is, the next support zone. It's 38.2 to 50. This would be a 100% retracement right here at 1240. And we can see that it really struggled here and went a long time here in this range, which is why I think that if it breaks this 847 zone, it has potential to run back down here to 749. And another important thing that I learned is that time is important here, which is why I've got the time zone. We can see here that this complete impulse wave here up to 5, it takes about to 4. So it takes about 2.5 months to get here, and this correction zone should be the exact, or very close to the same time it takes as the impulse leg. So I'd expect about 2.5 months here, and we definitely see that here, that these are, proportional time lengths. So what I want to do then after that is see if that is correct, and you can see that it's fairly accurate. It was accurate in predicting this B move. It was accurate in predicting the start of this. This is when it, technically broke out of this triangle pattern and began its run up. Our next one is falling, here in 3 months. So that just kind of gives me an overview of what I can expect here. And how I like to mark these is with a horizontal line. However, this is, too far off for me. I want a shorter time horizon. So this is nice. The 61.8% retracement zone, it stopped here and it fell all the way back down to 38.2. It found support here and then broke this 38.6%. So it's fallen all the way back down. What I want to be careful of is it falling any further than this 820 zone here. But right now, I think that my Elliott wave theory is valid still, but I want to kind of try and predict a closer time horizon. So assuming that this is valid, we're going to go to our next leg, and this was the highest high here in the first wave. We can see that it was pretty close to predicting the halfway point or starting point of this third wave, and we fell all the way back down to here. Now, this is what got me really interested, is because I'm a relatively strong believer in time-based fibs, and this third fib it's surpassed it a little bit. We can see here that it took a couple days before it ran back up before our previous fib zone, but it did run back up. So now that it's crossed this point, I expect 1 or 2 legs down, and for it to find support here on this channel, which again is above our number 2. That's one of the rules, is that leg 4 can never fall below leg 2. And I expect it to find support here at 860 and run way up. And one of the most important rules that I like to find is when time-based fib and the trend-based fib levels coincide. And so we see that right here. So I think that this is going to be a major support level. Also, we found that our previous support fib levels, we see a major one right here at 877. Now it has the possibility of breaking all the way down here to our next one, but we would have stops in place to protect us from that. So I'm going to be a buyer at this level, and have a stop loss below this level. My second entry point is going to be above this level, because this means that if I didn't get in down here, if it were to start running back up again, I'd want to catch this early enough and get in before it reaches our next fib level right here. Luckily, I have about 3 months to do this, but this is my long-term prediction for HLX. I believe that the 5, like I said, is going to be a long move up. I believe that it's going to break above this third leg here and run up into, somewhere in this level. There's a lot of, this is a huge trade for me right now. The next fib level here is at 1618. I don't believe it's going to run all the way up there. I think there's going to be a bunch of choppiness involved on the way, but as of right now, I'm very bullish on HLX, and this is why. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.